Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to let you get settled, get your coffee, get your water, get your headphones, and get your video right. So again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our NAPW eChapter meeting. I'm here in Chicago this time, and our offices, so forgive the drab background. I'm in a conference room because I have board meetings this week on behalf of our company. This is our bi-weekly virtual meeting, and it is quickly becoming one of the most popular ways for members to connect with one another. Get informed, be inspired, that's what you get here on the eChapter meetings. The growth of this exciting initiative is explosive, and to date, I am proud to say we have nearly 12,000 eChapter members, and we're still growing strong. The focus of this afternoon's meeting is heart disease awareness and prevention. It is a topic that most of you know is near and dear to my heart, literally. February is American Heart Month, and as a heart disease survivor and the national volunteer for the American Heart Association, I know firsthand how important it is to raise awareness about heart disease. After all, it is the #1 killer of women, the #1 killer of all Americans, and the #1 killer of African Americans. You know, it beats the next 4 causes of death combined, including all forms of cancer. So, I go red. And when I say I go red, I go red. I go red from my head to my toes. I go red. Because I have a real heart story, and I'd like to share it with you today. It was about 6 years ago. I just didn't feel right. I was doing everything I was supposed to do to stay healthy, such as hitting the gym regularly and monitoring my diet, but I was still dragging, feeling tired to the point of overwhelming fatigue. I was experiencing shortness of breath, frequent and intense heart palpitations, and lightheadedness when I would go from seated to standing. And it wasn't like Denzel Washington or George Clooney had just walked in the room, so I knew something was wrong. Little did I know, Miss Smarty Pants, that all of my symptoms were the early warning signs of heart disease in women. Well, I smartly decided to undergo a full cardiac exam, and after 2 days of extensive testing and a little worry on my part, my doctor informed me that I needed to have open heart surgery. Yes, the full-on open heart surgery where they crack your chest and take your heart out of your body kind of open heart surgery. The good news is I was one of the lucky ones. I came through open heart surgery without any complications, even though they stopped my heart and took it out of my body for 22 minutes. I know a lot of people, especially those contestants I competed against on Celebrity Apprentice, think they never put my heart back in, but they did, I promise. 6 years later, I'm living my best life in great health. And ever since, I've been passionate about sharing my heart story. I do this through my work as a national volunteer for the American Heart Association, one of NAPW's foundation partners. And I do it by launching National Wear Red Day every single year since my surgery. Yes, I actually wear red every single day in February to keep heart health awareness on the front burner during American Heart Month. And since I travel so much, my luggage is even red. This year, I have added another level of awareness or campaign for awareness. And I want to ask each of you to join my NAPW Foundation Go Red, Wear Red Heart Health Awareness campaign this year and tell the world life is why. Hashtag life is why. This is the first major campaign of the NAPW Foundation, and all proceeds, every cent, will go to fight heart disease. Our goal is $10,000, and with your help, I know we can do it. I'm going to put the link for the campaign up for the duration of this call. For more information on my heart story, you can go out to my own Facebook page. It's all there, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the joyous and blessed. And remember, no donation is too small. $10 is great. With your help, we can reduce cardiovascular disease in women. So remember, go red, wear red. So now let's get this meeting started. The panelists for today's eChapter meeting, all from within our NAPW network, are experts in the fields of cardiology, nutrition, and psychology. They offer insight into heart disease awareness and share tips for a heart-healthy workout. You're also going to hear from 3 outstanding VIP members and our VIP Spotlight segment. They each have their own stories to tell, and I'm sure we'll all be inspired by their heartfelt journeys. Please, finally, be sure to participate in the polls that will appear throughout the meeting. This interactive aspect of the eChapter meetings really give us some insight into our attendees and your thoughts on some really important topics. They also help set the agenda for future eChapter meetings. And now, without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce Louise, who is also the president of our New York City chapter. She and her team spearhead our eChapter, and she will facilitate today's meeting. Louise?
Thank you, Star. I just want to say how beautiful you look in red. Gorgeous. Love that dress. And the shoes, of course. I'm glad we all got to see that. Anyway, welcome NAPW members to NAPW's very own eChapter event. The eChapter has finally reached double digits, with it being its 10th event hosting our members, either as speakers or our members as attendees networking together in the chat room. Engagement has been phenomenal, with a total to date of almost 10,000 members registering for our eChapter events, a proven valuable addition to our member benefits. NAPW also hosts in-person networking events across the country, with our 150 chapters headed by amazing chapter presidents who are members of NAPW just like you, hosting in-person events at least monthly following our foundation calendar, just as we do here at our eChapter. Often we showcase our chapter presidents in the spotlight or as a panelist, but today you'll see also our chapter presidents in the chat room as attendees, introducing themselves to you and letting you know about upcoming events. As always, I'd like to welcome our presidents in attendance, their leadership teams, and all our NAPW members, especially if you're joining us for the first time today. I encourage you to be connecting and, of course, asking questions along the way throughout our event today. You will see the chat bar on the right side of your screen. If you want to specifically ask a question or make a comment today, please click the little arrow on the chat box icon where you type and click Ask a Question. This will highlight your questions or comments and enabling me to bring you into the conversation. We also have in attendance today some additional corporate moderators to assist you or just chat with you along the way. They are Talia Cardiello, Director of Membership Services, and Samantha Picorni, Local Chapter Manager, who will do her best to offer technical support if needed. Please understand that we might not have time to go through all the questions today and appreciate your patience and understanding. You will also see several times during the event a poll pop up on your screen. Please take a minute to answer the questions as we will share the results on the panel discussion. Also, post-event, there'll be a short survey sent out with the recorded version of today's event. Please take a few minutes to answer this. Your feedback is very important to us. The agenda for our event today is that we'll be showcasing 3 VIP member spotlights before we invite our panelists on for a heart-healthy workout, understanding what it takes to be healthy, personally and professionally, in recognition of Heart Health Month on the NAPW Foundation calendar. So for our first spotlight today, I would like to introduce you to Ola Jackson, Master of Arts in Organizational Management and a doctorate degree in higher education. Her professional title is now Owner, CEO, Career Advancement Services. A personal life coach, executive business coach, educator, grant writer, and certified minister. Her Career Advancement Services is a privately owned consulting business that meets the needs of her clients and with enthusiasm and goal-centered outcomes. At Career Advancement Services, Ola and her team provide supportive, caring, training, and transformational coaching, experiences for change in which one is able to define their life's purpose. Her company is committed to providing high-value service to both independent business owners and small business entrepreneurs. Ola is also the chapter president of NAPW Covington's Louisiana chapter. Good afternoon, Ola. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Louise. I'm doing great, and it's still morning in Covington.
Oops, that's right. Sorry, wrong time zone. Good morning to you. So go right ahead, Ola.
That's great. Good morning, ladies. Career Advancement Consulting Services provide business, personal development training, life coaching, grant writing and planning, implementing and monitoring, and motivational speaking services. We specialize in empowering individuals and corporate entities through provision of unique, practical programs and services, which will enable them to perform at their peak and utilize their fullest potential. Our ability to connect with our client on a progressive level while providing a supportive space for their transformation in which they are guided, encouraged, and advocated for with the utmost respect and integrity makes us different and set us apart from most consulting companies. Our consultants are a group of highly qualified business trainers, each with over 10 years of experience in their respective fields. As CEO and owner of Career Consulting Services, I have over 38 years of practical experience in business and industry, job training, job development, diversity management and supervision training, teaching, curriculum development, and higher education as the College Dean of the School of Education. We at Career Advancement Consulting Services believe that our clients have great potential locked inside of them. So it is our responsibility to show them how to unlock that potential, inspiring them to accomplish great things. We help our clients pinpoint their unique strengths and teach them how to get the most from their talents. Surveys indicate that after participating in our training, 90% of clients are now realizing their potential, utilizing their God-given skills to enhance their business, income, and life. Career Advancement Consulting Services also is an umbrella company for Surge 365 and Total Life Changes. Surge 365 offers members travel package discounts along with an early stage business opportunity. On March 12, 2016, we will be launching our own search engine, the Vortex. The Vortex will permit interested individuals to book travel at great discount prices. So visit my website. I am offering a $250 discount on a vacation resort to the first 2 people who fill out the information form request. Total Life Changes offers a unique line of product and a business opportunity with unlimited income potential. So if you are interested in adding new life to your current business or know someone that can utilize our service, please have them contact me. Information does us no good when it's not put into action. Program your mind for success by taking action with Career Advancement Consulting Services now. We're waiting for your call. Thank you.
Thank you, Ola. I encourage you and invite you to go to the chat room and continue the conversation with the ladies over there and let them know about some upcoming events that you have in the Covington area that are coming up soon. Thank you, Ola. For our next spotlight, I'd like to introduce Deborah Bedell, a licensed agent at New York Life Insurance Company. As an insurance agent, Deborah specializes in offering a variety of conservative products that can help an individual and a business meet a number of their insurance and financial needs. She strives to help people understand or better understand their options in order to make informative decisions, having produced a proven track record working with clients that have resulted in long-term relationships. Her specialty is in whole life insurance, which is a type of permanent cash value life insurance that provides a holistic approach to protecting and helping you build your financial futures. Deborah also offers a variety of products that help with managing costs for an extended period of care, tax optimization, and retirement planning. Deborah forges ahead in breaking barriers to entry, showing individuals that they can better manage for themselves and their loved ones' cash flow needs. Deborah, welcome as a longtime member of my chapter, New York City. It's lovely to have you here on the spotlight today. Go right ahead.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. This is so exciting to be a part of the member spotlight. Thank you, everybody. Well, my background is very eclectic, and because of that, it's given me great tools to be able to think out of the box and to work with my clients better. Originally, I went to university in Canada, York University, where I merged music, electronic music, and biofeedback. Who would think? Later on, I went back to school, and I went to NYU Stern School of Business, where I earned my MBA, majoring in finance. Staying connected with NYU has always been important for me. It's enriched my life. I am now on the executive committee for the Women's Initiative at NYU, where we create events to engage the women alumni of NYU in intellectual, in cultural, in educational life of the university. I've learned from that our lives today have to address head-on creating a better work balance in our life. It's important. If we don't have a better work balance in our life and we don't put the time to stay on track to make it possible to create a more better life for yourselves and your loved ones, you're missing a lot. So for me, I am realizing when I talk to people that doing nothing with regards to protecting yourself, protecting your family, is just no longer an option. In order to support the quality of lives we all want to live, where we create balance, we need to do some planning. And you might find this interesting. We could even start planning as early as with a newborn. Now, I have to admit, I will be the first one to say that life's demands on all of us is completely out of control. And how can we even conceive to try to create some work-life balance? Well, I take a holistic approach towards working with you to help you create financial balance in your life. I help you to better manage your cash flow expectations through something simple like conservative insurance products. I work with life insurance, long-term care, and fixed income annuities. I work with you to carve out just one portion of your diversified portfolio, a portion that is not dependent on the swings of the market. With planning and with proper funding, we can explore more options to create steady cash flow that might even be cash flow that grows tax-free. For many of us, pensions for our retirement funds or plans is really just, it's a non-entity. It doesn't exist. But it is possible to create a form of a pension fund, and that is through a vehicle called a fixed income annuity. A fixed income annuity can create worry-free cash flow that you could depend on for years to come. Basically, you can create this type of vehicle before you retire or after you retire. It's your choice. And with this fixed income annuity, the way it's invested is you could either put a lump sum into this annuity or you can make small payments through the years. It's your choice, and it also depends on the policy that you get, what your options are with funding it. The purpose of the annuity is to give you guaranteed cash flow that will extend for your entire life. In conclusion, creating financial independence, which is really important, to fund the lifestyles that you want for your future, is really largely dependent on you creating a disciplined saving strategy that you can depend on and that you implement. So it's developing a disciplined savings strategy, which is a concept for many people that's difficult to do, but you will love the rewards that it will give you. I'd like to offer all of NAPW members free consultations to customize solutions that will help you each create a well-balanced portfolio. I am one part of your larger, diverse plan for your future retirement plan. I am licensed in multiple states and continually add more states than I am licensed in. I look forward to continuing the discussions in the chat room on how some basic life insurance products, which many people might not be aware of, can make a difference in giving you financial security for your financial cash flows. Thank you for this opportunity to talk to all of you.
Thank you, Deborah. Yes, please go over to the chat room and continue this conversation and share some more information with our members today. Last but not least, for our spotlights today, I'd like to introduce Kirsten Asher, life coach and speaker, founder of Live Your Dash Now. Dash, it's what you do in your journey. It's the paths you take, the relationships that come and go, and those that stay. Dash is you at your core, the way you think and the actions you take. It's your story. That being said, Kirsten works to empower young professionals in the workplace through personal and career development. Often she finds that there is a breakdown in communication, which leads to a lack of confidence, which leads to poor performance. Kirsten believes if you learn how to communicate effectively and authentically, then you are armed with the confidence needed to apply your own individual talents to succeed and grow within a company. Live Your Dash Now was founded and created just for that, to help a person discover their natural talents, learn how to step up and communicate, really understand who they are, how to set goals, and prepare themselves to take a leadership role in the future. A warm welcome, Kirsten.
Hello, thank you everyone, and thank you so much for having me on as a VIP spotlight. This is awesome. First off, I wanted to share with you a fun fact that it has been stated that young professionals, or millennials as we're often referred to, are the largest generation to enter the workforce since the baby boomers, which is huge because it's into the 72 millions. And this is both within companies and as entrepreneurs. And as I'm Kirsten Asher, I'm a coach and speaker for young professionals, and so often we're labeled as entitled and lazy, which of course you do have the bad apples. But for the most part, our generation is full of enthusiasm and innovation. We are ambitious and goal-oriented. We see the world how it could be, and we have a zest for life stemming from the thought that life should be enjoyed and not tied to a desk. And this is where some of the conflict arises in the workplace, and there's the breakdown that happens. And not to mention, we're always looking for those opportunities and trying to grab at them. And I know this because I was that person. I wanted to do everything. I was a dancer, a holistic health practitioner, I was a stunt woman, an Etsy seller, I had an online radio station, and it wasn't until I found coaching and speaking that I found my purpose and who I was. I found something that was fulfilling and not just fun or my passion, which most people try to do, is find their passion to be fulfilled. And I knew there had to be people out there like me who were searching for purpose, and they wanted to achieve their goals, and they wanted to either grow with a company as a leader or grow their own company. So I figured they needed what I needed, which was a sounding board, focus. They needed accountability and actionable steps to take to get to where they wanted to be. So I decided to be that person for other people. I help young professionals discover their natural talents, see their crossroads, and choose a path. I help them develop personally and professionally to become a leader. And you don't have to be a leader as a CEO or an executive. We're leaders in our own day-to-day life. And we just need to develop these talents, and we need to rise up to our potential and become amazing and become the people we know we can be. And in doing this, this helps bridge the gap between leadership teams and their young professionals, and I'm stoked to be part of it. And I speak to young professionals either at events or companies. I run workshops here locally in Los Angeles, and I coach privately. And in closing, I would love to offer all NAPW members my services for 15% off. You can either email me or check out my website at liveyour-now.com, and just mention NAPW and we'll get you all set. And I'm more than happy to jump on a call if you have any questions about anything or speaking. And I do want to leave you with this one little tip, is to be open, be kind, be courageous, and be always willing to learn. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirsten, for coming on with us bright and early from California there. Please go into the chat room and continue chatting. And thank you to all our spotlights today for sharing their area of expertise. And as we move on and continue our program, February is Heart Health Awareness Month on the NAPW Foundation calendar. And as you've heard from Star today, she herself is a heart disease survivor. Today with our panelists, we're going to discuss how we can live a heart-healthy life, personally and professionally, understanding what it takes to keep heart healthy nutritionally, physically, and psychologically. So let's move right ahead and introduce to you our first panelist for today. Crystal Spaeth, our wonderful NAPW Chicago chapter president, is an RN and nurse manager for Nuevo Aesthetics and Smart Lipo Advanced Vein Clinics. Crystal has been a registered nurse since 2009 and has worked at Mercy's Hospital's intensive care unit as a charge nurse, as well as an open heart nurse. She has taught at Robert Moses University Chicago as a clinical instructor and has worked at Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Hollywood, California. There she worked in the cardiac surgical unit as an open heart nurse, assisting patients who were recovering from heart and lung transplants, coronary bypass, and valve replacements. Prior to being a nurse, she was a surgical technologist at St. Joseph, Michigan. Crystal has scrubbed hundreds of surgeries, including open heart, neuro, and general surgeries. She has worked under the direction of Dr. Dominic Tolitano, cardio, thoracic, and vascular surgeon since July 2012. Well, actually, it's good morning to you, Crystal, from Chicago. So glad to have you here today on the panel.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me. I'm so pleased to be on the panel today.
So pleased to have you here. So let's move on to our next panelist, Dr. Debbie Joffe-Ellis, psychologist, mental health counselor, published author, and adjunct professor at Columbia University. Dr. Debbie has a doctorate from the Indian Board of Alternative Medicine in affiliation with the World Health Organization, from whom she has received a gold medal in 1993, recognizing her service to the field of alternative and holistic medicine. Dedicated to her husband, the great pioneering and remarkable psychologist Albert Ellis, PhD, who was considered the most influential psychologist in history, said the New York Times, and professional societies of psychology ranked his influence higher than Sigmund Freud's. Dr. Debbie and her husband worked together, giving public presentations and professional trainings on rational emotive behavior therapy, REBT, as well as collaborating on writing and research projects until his death in 2007. Dr. Debbie continues to present, practice, and write about his groundbreaking REBT, the pioneering approach that heralded in the cognitive revolution in psychology and psychotherapy. Currently, she runs a private practice in New York City, along with creating educational DVDs and lecturing here in the US and around the globe. She is currently an international affiliate member of the American Psychological Association, a member of the Australian Psychological Society, and member of other major organizations in her field, and is drawn to and passionate about charitable organizations including ASPCA, World Health Organization, and the Humane Society. Welcome, Dr. Debbie. It's truly an honor to have you here with us today.
And it's truly a joy to be with you all today. Thank you, Louise.
Thank you, Dr. Debbie. And for our final panelist, I welcome Vanessa Hunter, who is a consultant operating VIP by V, Versatile Influences on Perspectives by Vanessa. VIP by V is dedicated to providing solutions for physicians and patients to help them make healthy adjustments in diet and exercise routines and to successfully cope with an ever-changing health status. Vanessa extends her consultative services to business owners in the area of marketing, advertising, professional speaking, and business development also. Vanessa has an MS in health administration and health education from St. Joseph's University. She earned a Bachelor of Art in English from Rutgers University. She is a spokesperson locally for both the American Diabetes Association and the American Heart Association. Vanessa's philanthropic efforts have provided successful fundraisers, phenomenal networking experiences, and a heart-filled dedication to the AHA. In 2014, Vanessa was recognized as the King of Prussia chapter president, who presented to corporate a fundraising initiative that raised almost $10,000 for BCRF, another of NAPW's foundation partners. Vanessa has also, as I said, been the dedicated NAPW King of Prussia, Pennsylvania chapter president for over 2 years. Good afternoon, Vanessa.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for allowing me to participate as a panelist with you today.
Oh, it's wonderful to have you all here, ladies, really. Let's get started. I have a question for all of you. As we open up this conversation, I want to ask what you consider heart health to mean to you, personally and professionally. Let's start with Crystal.
Hi. You know, personally, I think heart health, just as Star said, is just getting to know your own body. You yourself are going to know when you're not feeling healthy and when you're going to have those signs and symptoms of where you feel that you need to go see a practitioner to get help. So I think that it is important to live a healthy lifestyle, find out what your family health history is, and also being very proactive in managing your health. Professionally, I've always gravitated towards working with heart patients, whether they're preventing any heart disease, in the middle of the disease processes, and I use my experiences in the OR and the ICU to help them, guide them, and I think that knowledge is power, and so I really make it a point to educate my patients and their family members on how they can get through any heart health situation that they're going through.
Thank you, Crystal. You know, Garcia, one of our members, actually I noted early on that she mentioned that she went for an eye exam, and that's where she found out she had heart issues. So it's not just going for the wellness test for the heart, right. It comes through in other tests. So these overall wellness tests are very, very important to keep up with. Actually, let me move on before I let you know about our poll, because we did just run a poll and it's interesting to see what happened here. Vanessa, would you like to pipe in with your thoughts here?
Yes, for me, heart health means that I am personally and professionally in tune with the wellness routine. My wellness routine consists of knowing the proper medical team to help sustain my life and educate me, as well as keeping me motivated. Personally, I look to surround myself with colleagues that are interested in being physically active and taking that extra step to be in tune with their heartbeat.
Wonderful. So I know that, I mean, we're going to talk a little more later, Vanessa, just the personal side of things for you, but I know that you have struggled with some issues yourself. I mean, just on a personal level, quickly, not to go too deep into it, how do you see this personally for you? What changes have you made?
Personally, for me, the changes that I have made have been in diet and exercise, a total lifestyle change. When I presented to the hospital, I had a blood glucose level over 1,000. I had high blood pressure. I was confronted with diabetes at the same time. I have experienced type 2, type 1, and 1.5 diabetes. So I feel very confident in saying that my heart is the key of the matter. If my heart isn't beating correct, it is the first sign that there's a problem with all of anything else that could go wrong. So I'm very grateful to be here to share with you today. I changed my entire lifestyle and my body. I was over 375 pounds. I learned to eat right and exercise. And everyone often asks, you know, how did you do this? How did you make that dramatic change? The first thing that I suggest to everyone is sincerely listen to your physicians. It makes a big difference to follow their rules. When you become totally compliant, you'll discover that it's easy to change your lifestyle. There is a large number of people within the American population that are suffering from obesity and diabetes. All of that directly impacts your heart. So when you learn to exercise and eat right for your heart, it helps take the strain off of life and makes it easier for you to develop healthier relationships with your healthcare team and your friends and colleagues that are out here hoping that you're available to interact with them with a healthy heart at all times.
Thank you, Vanessa. It's true, and if we're not healthy in our bodies, how can we be healthy in our professional lives as well? They're both very connected. We ran a poll, and the poll was, what do you consider to be the definition of heart healthy? Consistent exercise, healthy diet, managing work-life balance, regular health checkups. Well, our audience today understands, 95% of them, that it's all of the above. To keep ourselves on track. So with that, I want to invite Dr. Debbie on to just talk about how she sees this personally and just how it interacts professionally as well, and especially with the REBT.
Yeah, well, I come from a perspective really where the professional and personal angles merge. Being a psychologist, you know, one often across the expression, the heart is the seat of the emotions, and you'll hear people say, I have a heavy heart, or may there be joy in the heart. And also, as one who embraces the holistic approach, of course, taking care of the physical needs, prevention and attention to symptoms is vital. You know, the body is the temple in which the spirit and our life force abides. But I feel many people, too many people, are not aware of the impact of unhealthy emotions on our physical well-being, not only our emotional well-being. And there is so much research that supports that mind-body emotions connection. And an exciting field of science right now, endogenics, which looks at the ability humans have to change our genetic predispositions, such as heart disease or diabetes or depression, etc., etc., etc. And recently, you may have heard of a Dr. Rudy Tanzi and Dr. Deepak Chopra, who are lecturing on and wrote a book about this whole field of changing our genetic tendencies. And they offer 5 pillars: exercise, diet, sufficient sleep, spirituality, which doesn't mean religion. It can mean caring for others, showing kindness and compassion, and healthy emotions. And this is where my profession comes in, but also it's how I live my life. And certainly I've been severely tested in terms of very brutal circumstance that I applied my approach to. And so REBT teaches us how to think in healthy ways, because when we think in healthy ways, we create healthy emotions. Think in unhealthy ways, we create the debilitating, unhealthy emotions which affect the heart and every other physical system in the body. So physically, mentally, professionally, personally, I love the opportunity to share with others the formula for thinking in healthy ways so that we experience more joy, minimize stress, and in fact, over time, eliminate our tendency to create it.
Yeah, well, actually, the second question I had was actually directed at you, Dr. Abbey, about stress. There was something interesting I heard on the radio last night when I was driving home, that a host was saying that to relieve stress, it's good to actually write down what's on your mind. It'll help you sleep better at night. You know, it kind of gets all that stuff out of your head. What do you have to say about that? I mean, I know that it mostly doesn't tie in with REBT, but I mean, maybe you have an opinion about that.
I do have an opinion about that. Look, I think that's halfway there. I think certainly it's helpful. And, you know, a lot of people will say, again, looking at how do we reduce stress, have lavender in the room, do yoga, meditate, etc., etc. And all of these are helpful. There's no denying it. However, in my view, in most cases, when any of these are done or applied, it's a short-term solution. It's lovely. You feel better for a while, but it doesn't get to the root of what you're doing to create stress. One of the premises of my approach of REBT is that it's not the circumstance that creates our stress, but our attitude to it, what we think about it, that creates our stress and our emotional destiny. It's not an unreasonable boss, a shocking partner or family member, money troubles that create our stress. It's our attitude. And so my approach teaches us how to think in healthy ways, which doesn't mean Pollyanna, la la la, everything's for the best, because often everything is not for the best. But as humans, we are resilient. And if we choose to use our ability to think about our thinking, and having learned how to think in healthy ways, which if there's time, I'll give you some of the quick how-tos, then we can uncreate the paralyzing, stress-inducing emotions that we've created through thinking in unhealthy ways. And we can create the healthy, life-enhancing ones, which, again, will help our body stay healthier and give us more enjoyment in this one life we have that passes so quickly. So, Louise, do I have time now to quickly give you some how-tos or not?
Well, no, we need to move along because we're tight on schedule, but there will be opportunity either here or we'll talk about it in the chat room after, or we can post something as well. There'll be other opportunities certainly to get the RABT out there and some techniques. I think that's really important. I mean, it's kind of like a mind over matter or managing your mind, just like you manage your team. And so there is definitely some, I'm sure, some core exercises even to be able to deal with that, and stress being something that we should try to eliminate because it just overpowers everything. So we ran another poll and we asked our members what they participate in any kind of stress relievers or techniques such as meditation, breathing exercises, and yoga. And 61% of our members said yes, and 38% said no. So just over, half of our members do indulge in exercise there. So Crystal, with your experience, in the operating room and working alongside Dr. Dominique Tolitano, the cardiothoracic surgeon, what can you tell us about warning signs? We're talking about doing all these exercises and even mind over matter exercises. I mean, really, we know that it's not necessarily how we look physically. There's something internal going on, and we might be ignoring what those signs might be.
Right. Knowing yourself, like I said in the beginning, is number one and key, but also knowing that there are some risk factors involved with cardiac health. You're more predisposed to having heart conditions with your age. Increased age is going to basically, what happens is as you get older, your arteries and everything starts to get damaged, and so that is a risk factor. Sex, women are definitely more increased to heart disease and more prone to after menopause. Family history, if you have a strong family history of any heart conditions, especially if you have a parent who had developed a heart condition at an early age, you're at risk for that. Smoking, poor diet, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, and physical inactivity, and also stress are all playing factors in that. But if you're feeling, fatigue, or you're having heart palpitations or irregular heartbeat, or you feel like your blood pressure is high, or you're just not feeling well, you definitely need to go and seek professional help so that you can get yourself to be healthy. I know us as working women, we take care of everybody else before we take care of ourselves. But, if we don't take care of ourselves, we can't be that person that we need to be in everybody else's life. So just being in tune with yourself, and also having a practitioner that you feel comfortable with talking and asking questions, and just managing your overall health, I think, is going to be your best bet.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Crystal. Well, we see that our members today definitely understand that it's possible to be having a heart attack if you do not experience chest pains. That's 96% of our attendees said yes, so they understand that. Good. And it's true, we can't say enough to each other as women how we need to put ourselves first. It's almost like the oxygen mask, right, on the airplane when it drops down, that they say, put it on your face first before anyone else. So to take that realm of thinking. It's interesting. The American Heart Association, as everybody knows, certainly by now, is one of our foundation partners, and also Star is their national spokesperson. Yeah. They've created something very interesting. It's called the American Heart Association CEO Roundtable. And what they've done is, to quote here, they say, while many employers offer workplace health programs, few have the data they need to know what works best and know how to implement best practices. That's why more than 20 CEOs from some of America's largest companies have joined the American Heart Association to create the AHA CEO Roundtable, dedicated to disseminating evidence-based approaches to workplace health. So that brings me to Vanessa, actually, on this. You're out and about. You're locally a spokesperson for AHA, going into corporations to talk about being healthy, so to enable corporations to understand that if they don't have a physically healthy environment, then it will disable their production and their mental environment and capabilities within the structure of their corporation. So Vanessa, share with us a little bit about what you do for AHA, going into corporations and sharing this information.
As a spokesperson for the American Heart Association, I am privileged to go into several corporations in the Philadelphia area to provide heart health information. This information is viable just because everyone has a heart and everyone needs to live a healthier lifestyle. More importantly, as an employer, we have to recognize that we have employees that need breaks. They need to have a healthier life work environment, a healthier mental work environment. One of the things that I've been able to convey to several employees and corporations is the importance of, taking a break, stepping away, incorporating a walk in your workday is very important. One of the common denominators across all companies across the United States is the increase in healthcare insurance. We're facing two major reforms. We've got the crises of patients suffering from various medical diagnoses, heart disease, diabetes, obesity, etc. But we also have insurance companies that are succumbing to the cost of these medical expenses. And we as heart healthy humans really need to make that extra effort to learn, absorb, and change our lifestyles so that it isn't as a dramatic impact on the employees, the employer, and everyone that we interact with. It is vital at this point in time for us as Americans to recognize that the number of people that have diabetes has increased fourfold. There are 2.2 million people in the United States that are diagnosed with diabetes. There are more people that are undiagnosed living under the pretense that their non-compliant lifestyles will eventually level out at some point. As employers, it's great to get into the corporations, to get into the employees' heads and understand what they're thinking and how they think they can best manage their health. Striving for a healthy wellness routine, a heart healthy routine is essential from a corporate standpoint, from a personal standpoint, and for us as a nation. If you have the opportunity to look at the correlation between heart disease, diabetes, and life expectancy, you'll see that we are now just challenged tenfold because we are inundated with bad nutrition, an abundance of information that may or may not be for the better of our health. Very often we're in conversation with people and we're debating whether, is it really necessary for us to consume water when soda tastes so good? And, I heard it was okay to have a drinking exercise or a drinking lunch, or however they describe it. At some point in time, you have to strive to work very, very hard to change your entire health blueprint. And changing that blueprint is essential if you want to live longer. I discovered along the way that, my eating had gotten so out of control that when I presented to the doctor, I kept saying I had headaches. I had headaches. I didn't have headaches. I had high blood pressure. High blood pressure is one of the first signs of your diabetes diagnosis. And that brought life centerfold for me. Within my family, I have lost my mother to a heart attack. I lost a sister to a stroke. I have a niece that has a heart transplant, and she's a survivor, and every day I'm grateful for her life. This impacts me directly, and because I have a family surrounded with heart disease, I am the one person with diabetes, but I know more than anything else that my heart is the heart of the matter. Recognizing your heartbeat, feel for your healthy heartbeat, know your resting pulse, know your blood pressure, know your blood glucose level, know the importance of having an A1C. These are all facts that I stand before numerous employees at corporations to share and try to make them aware. We know our favorite foods, we know our favorite music artists, but how often do we know the meaning or the impact of all of the lab results and how that impacts us and how we should make proper changes to adjust?
Thanks, Vanessa. I do have to interrupt you because we are running out of time and you have so much wonderful information. Our last poll, just quickly before I ask Star to make some closing comments here, is that we asked our members how much of a priority do you feel to give to attending to your health throughout the year. 37% of our attendees said it was a high priority, 44 a medium, 17 low, and then 2 not a priority. I mean, I think those numbers need to shift. It needs to be a high priority because otherwise, as far as our professional selves, we're not going to be able to push ourselves forward and be the incredible leaders that we want to be. So I thank you, ladies. Star, you're back on. Please give us your final comments here today.
I want to make sure. Okay, yes, I'm unmuted, so that means I am back with you. I'm never going to miss out an opportunity to share with you all my heart health tips. Mine come from a wealth of experience. Anybody who is a heart disease survivor and has actually gone through any heart surgeries and they tell you, they weren't scared is lying to you straight up to your face. It's a scary, scary thing. But I am not a heart disease victim. I am a heart disease survivor, and I don't know anyone who describes themselves any other way. So I just want to let you know that, 80% of heart disease is really avoidable. Most people don't even know that, and most people don't believe it, but I can tell you what that means. That means we control it. We control 80% of the heart disease. 20% is genetics or environment, but 80% is what we do and what we don't do. So the real best defense against heart disease and stroke is a really good offense, okay? That's how you win games. You can be as defensive as you want to, but if you don't score some touchdowns, baby, you do not win the Super Bowl. So I'm telling you, here are a few things that you should start doing right now to jumpstart your heart healthy lifestyle. Number one, and I guess I'm the poster child for this, watch your weight. This is not some skinny girl talking to you. This is your girl Star. Remember, I used to weigh 300 pounds. So when I say watch your weight, I'm talking from experience. Excess weight increases the heart's work and also puts you at a higher risk for health problems such as high blood pressure, high blood cholesterol, and diabetes. Losing as few as 10 pounds, did you hear me? 10 pounds can lower your heart disease risk. The AHA actually recommends calculating your body mass index, you hear people refer to it as the BMI, to help you determine if you need to lose weight. If you're sitting around thinking you need to lose weight, you probably do need to lose weight. And for somebody who had to really make that choice, to make that change, I go red because life is why. Number two, get up and get moving, okay? I know what it is like to have a sedentary lifestyle, to sit on your butt and type on your computer and watch Law and Order all day. Baby, that is not going to get it. That's not going to work. You have to get up and you have to get moving. Now, you don't have to be a marathon runner to stay healthy. If you get at least 30 minutes of moderate physical activity each day, you will be not just be healthier, you'll actually feel healthier, and you will lower your risk for heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. The first two is real easy. Eat less, move more. Honey, you can find me swinging on the tennis courts and keeping my heart pumping. I'm not as talented as my girl Serena Williams, but when I go red and win a game in the morning at my little tennis clinic, I feel like $1 million. And this is from somebody who never ran for a ball, threw a ball, kicked a ball, or wanted to be in front of a ball. I know the difference. Life is why. Number three, you are what you eat. If you eat unhealthy, your body will not get the proper nutrients it needs. Okay, confession, because I always tell the truth. My favorite thing in the world was a double Whopper with cheese, extra ketchup, extra mayonnaise, hold a pickle. You see how that just rolls off my tongue? Because that's the way I used to order it. That is not something that I can have. Not because I am anti-BK. I like BK. But because those are calories that I don't need. Try avoiding the foods that are high in saturated fat, fried foods, and simple sugars that are found in drinks, sweets, and saturated oils. We're grown-ups, lady. We do not need to have those soft drinks. Sorry. I'm not mad at the soft drink companies, but that's just sugar that you do not need. The AHA suggests choosing foods like vegetables, fruits, fiber rich whole grain breads and cereals, and fat free or low fat dairy products. You know, my very favorite thing, I'm actually going to have it for lunch today, is some grilled fish and some broccoli rabe. I'm going to have it right downstairs at the Greek restaurant. I cannot wait. So I'm starting to look forward to the kinds of foods that I know really do help my body. I also like to frequent AHA's Go Red recipes, which is right there on heart.org for delicious, heart healthy dishes that I can make myself because I'm a pretty good cook. And finally, this is the big one right now. Schedule your well woman visit. Well woman visit is when you go to the doctor not because you're sick. When you go to the doctor just to say, I want to check myself out. I want to know what's going on with my body. I actually go in the week of my anniversary of the heart surgery and my birthday, March 17th through the 24th. And I do all of my checkups every single year during that week. It's my birthday present. It's my way of saying to God, thank you for another year of life. So schedule your well woman visit. Make sure you have a list of what you want to talk to your doctor about. One of the very best weapons against heart disease is to get it before it gets you. I'm going to reiterate, 80% of all cardiovascular disease may be preventable by an early decision that you make to get healthy. Annual physicals and cardiology examinations can help spot early signs of heart disease and stroke so you can begin treatment or make lifestyle changes before risk factors become life-threatening. Really, it's never too late to take care of your health and your heart. The campaign at AHA is Life is Why, but mine is a little more personal, ladies. You want to know why I take care of myself? One, it's because I'm worth it, but because they took my heart out of my body for 22 minutes and put it back in is why. That's why I am heart healthy. I want to hear about your heart healthy changes, your heart healthy lifestyle, and I want to see you in a heart healthy fashion. Thank you all very much for going and joining our campaign over the course of this webinar. I'm going to put up the link once again so that you can go in, click in. Listen, no donation is too small, and every dollar goes to fight heart disease in women. This is for the Go Red campaign across the nation. I'm going to be posting my red dresses all throughout the month. Thank you, ladies, and to a heart healthy day.
Thank you, Star, for sharing your story and also such great information. You can go to heart.org, the American Heart Association's website. You can find all kinds of great tools there to help you. They have their activity tracker right there that's free for everybody to use so that they can monitor and their lifestyle and make changes through physical activity. So please go there and take a look. Thank you to our panel and all that wonderful information that you shared with us, ladies. I really appreciate it. There is time for you to jump into the chat room and chat with some of the members before we close the call. For any of our attendees who have further questions, please feel free to reach out to any of our speakers today via email. Their information is on today's PowerPoint. All NAPW eChapters are recorded and saved on YouTube for you to find and watch again. As we wrap up our eChapter event, I'd like to thank our panelists again, Crystal Spaeth, Dr. Debbie Joffe Ellis, and Vanessa Hunter, our 3 VIP spotlights, Ola Jackson, Deborah Bedell, and Kirsten Asher, and the 1,000 members who registered for our event today. Also, thank you, Star, for leading off and completing our eChapter event, Talia and Sam for chatting with the attendees, and the NAPW team as a whole for supporting and working with me to bring our eChapter to life. We will continue to host the eChapter bi-weekly. The next event will be Wednesday, February 24th at 4 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be recognizing Black History Month, honoring Harriet Tubman, an African-American abolitionist and humanitarian. The conversation will revolve around the cultural differences and demographic hurdles seen in the workplace and learn how to overcome them and reach your professional goals. For more information to sign up for future events, please visit our eChapter group page on napw.com, along that searching there for local chapter events in your area. Also, a reminder that post eChapter there'll be a short survey sent out with a recorded version of today's event. Please take a few minutes to fill this out. Your feedback is very important to us. Thank you again for joining us today, and please note we're having an important event coming up on February 19th at 1 p.m. Eastern, supporting our foundation partner, American Heart Association. The Go Red Connect event will be hosted by Star, who will be facilitating a live webinar chat and panel discussion with experts in the field of cardiology and heart health, along with important updates from AHA CEO Nancy Brown. Look for emails and social media posts to register for this event. Star looks forward to seeing you there. Thank you again for attending today's eChapter, and NAPW wishes you a productive and wonderful day. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome. Thank you, Louise.